Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And today I will talk something about Alibaba Cloud Go Asia solution. And frankly speaking, Alibaba Cloud have a very strong market presence and also the best practice and industry solutions in China and also in Asia. That is why we have the colorful solutions and industry best practice and experience, which can be replicated to the customers business and help them to accelerate the digital transformation in the Asia with Alibaba Cloud solutions. At the very beginning, I want to briefly introduce Alibaba Cloud presence in the China and also in the Asia. We can see that now we already deployed many data centers across the world, no matter it is from European, America, and most of the data centers are located in the Asia. Yeah, and we also launched the Philippine data center in the last October. And until now, we already launched about 27 cloud regions. And in each of the region, there is also some availability zones that provide the high availability solutions for our customer to host their applications. For example, recently we also launched the data center in Korea and also Thailand. And in Singapore, that we have the 3 availability zones data center, like the Gcash, also host their e-wallet service on Alibaba Cloud in the Philippine data center, in the Singapore data center, right? And according to the Gartner report, we are also the #1 in the market in the Asia Pacific. We provide the global infrastructure to help the customer to host their service. And also we provide various security solutions to safeguard the business and the system on the cloud. And in the Philippines, we have the top case study like the Lazada. Lazada is also one of the subsidiary of Alibaba Group. So Alibaba Group can also have the very good experience in the e-commerce. And together with Alibaba Cloud technologies, we can provide various e-commerce and digital transformation solutions for various industries. And also for the Gcash, no matter it is the infrastructure, but also the application layer is provided by Alibaba Cloud and the Ant Financial Group. So that means Alibaba Cloud can also provide many kinds of fintech solutions for our customers. That is very important for the customer if they are willing to expand their business to the Asia and even to the world. And also we have the customer like the TV5 and Kumu. For example, Kumu, they leverage Alibaba Cloud traffic solutions like the CDN, the live streaming, the VOD solutions. So when you are watching and experience the video on the Kumu application, it's very smooth. That is also because they are leveraging the Alibaba Cloud CDN service. Next one is the UBX. This is one of the fintech customer of ours. We provide the eKYC solutions, and this kind of solution is also leveraged by the Gcash. Next part is some top case studies in the various industries. For example, the financial. So now in the Philippines and also in the Asia market, we see there are more and more alternatives regarding the financial, no matter the e-wallet, the digital banking, and even some digital stocking system, they are moving on to the cloud. And in Philippines, we have the BSP that supervise the financial institutions, but we find all of the regulations and the circulars, they already, it's possible to use the cloud, and no matter it is in Philippines and also in the Singapore to host the fintech applications. This is approved by the BSP. And in Philippines, we already have the financial customer, like the Gcash, UBX, and also in the Southeast Asia, we have the Dana and WB Brokers. And for the retail industry, because Alibaba Cloud is a subsidiary of Alibaba Group, and Alibaba Group is also one of the largest e-commerce corporation across the world. So we can provide various retail industry like the big data and AI recommendation and AI search, many kind of retail, online retail e-commerce solutions for our customers. And in Philippines, Lazada is also Lazada solution is also provided by Alibaba Group. And also, this kind of digital transformation solution, cloud service, and various cloud solutions can be used to improve the manufacturing efficiency and collaboration. This is also very popular in some manufacturing industry. For the gaming and entertainment, one of the popular solutions is how to leverage the cloud infrastructure to host the application and use the security solution to safeguard the traffic, the system, the data, and also the business. And also the, for example, the CDN, the acceleration and streaming solution is leveraged to improve the user experience in the entertainment application and industry. For example, like the Kumu, that is one of the cases in the Philippines market. Before I introduce the Go Asia solution, I also want to give you a quick introduction of Alibaba Cloud services that is already available in the Asia market. So from the infrastructure layer, this is very basic. For example, the cloud server, the cloud containers, Kubernetes clusters, bare metal servers, all of these are widely used, and also the fundamental cloud service for the service host. Another infrastructure service is the storage and the networking. The storage can be block, can be object storage, can be NAS, and also some hybrid storage to expand your on-premises storage capacity to the cloud. Because on the cloud, the storage capacity is unlimited, right? So you can expand from local to the cloud. Next one is the networking. Always for the networking, you can be divided into two sections. The cloud native networking, that means you can deploy and organize the networking on the cloud, and also across the region, across availability zones, right? Another part is how to build the hybrid networking between the on-premises data center and the cloud. We call it as hybrid networking solutions, like the VPN and dedicated line. And also for the container and middleware, this is also very popular right now. How to leverage the container solution and middleware to improve the system and application scalability and flexibility. We also can provide you various best practice to optimize your software and service architecture. Next one is the security. For example, how to leverage the security solution to safeguard the DDoS attack, the virus attacks, the vulnerabilities, and also some traffic attacks for your system. Next one is the data intelligence and AI solutions. For example, all of the business data should be hosted in the data storage or in the database, right? So how to ingest this kind of data into the data warehouse and process the data for some AI recommendations, AI data visualizations, and also some AI process. We can deliver end-to-end solution spanning on the data ingestion, data processing, and the data visualization. And also for various enterprise industries, there are also many colorful solutions like the notification, the eKYC, the AML, blockchain, and also VOD and live streaming solutions. So all of these cloud service is very essential for the customer if they want to move onto the cloud and reconstruct their software and the service architecture. And here I also list some of the benefits of the cloud service. On the cloud, there are various cloud services, so it's very efficient for you to do some innovations and accelerate the time to the market of the service. And also on the cloud, all of the service is pay-as-you-go and on demand, so you can greatly optimize your cost and also maintenance working order. In the next slide, I will share with you various solutions that is widely used for the customer going to the Asia. The first one is a cloud server. So for the cloud server, we provide various types and various instances for the customer to select. For example, the general purpose. For this general purpose, that means if you don't have some special requirement, you can leverage this to host any application. And for some big data and also AI requirements, we need some high performance, memory enhanced, and storage enhanced instance. All of these instances is also optimized for the various scenarios. For example, the AI processing, the big data processing, and so on. And in some of the availabilities and regions, we also launched the GPU instance, FPGA and NPU. And this is also the leading technology that has been adopted by Alibaba Cloud computing service. And for the scientific and research, and also some generic computing scenarios, we also need the high performance computing service to host the generic applications. And also some of the big data service also need this kind of high performance computing. Next one is the storage. For the storage, we always divide it into two sections. The first one is the cloud native storage. For example, we on the cloud, we have the unlimited storage capability. You can store your data on the cloud for long time archiving, and also you can expand your on-premise storage capability to the cloud. So we also provided the hybrid cloud storage solutions that it can be software, can be also hardware. And when you are store the data on the cloud, one of the consideration is the data durability rate. So how to make sure your data storage on the cloud is safe, and we provide high SLA, which we can guarantee 12 lines of the storage durability. And also, together with this kind of storage solution, we also deliver various accessory solutions. For example, the backup. So why we need backup? In case there are some failures of your local system, your data will be stored. So how to back up to the cloud? This is very important for some crucial and critical applications. It can back up your database, files, virtual machines to the cloud with long-term backup. And in case there are some failures, you can quickly restore this kind of data and service on cloud. Another one is the log service. If you are providing some internet service, so on the system, there should be many kinds of logs, no matter from the application layer and the system layer. So we need a log hub to ingest all of the log data in this hub, and on the hub, we can process all of the log data and do some queries, analysis, and visualization. Another solution is the database. So this is the most critical solutions for the internet services. So all of the data should be, most of the important data should be stored in the database, right? So firstly, we can provide the OLTP database. For example, the relational database like the MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server, and MariaDB. And also based on the e-commerce industry experience, we deliver the PolarDB. This is kind of a high scalability database that is oriented for the larger scale transaction scenarios. Another one is the OLAP. For example, if you have many data stored in the data warehouse, in the database, you want to do some visualization. You need to ingest the data to the analytic DB. This is kind of a PB scale data warehousing, online data warehousing solution. So you can do some ad hoc queries and some data processing, and together with some BI solutions, you can realize the data visualization. And also like the ClickHouse and the data lake solutions is also available for your selections. Next part is a long circle. Always, for example, if you want to realize the real-time displaying scenario, displaying a requirement, we need the Redis, right? So also we can provide the MongoDB, HBase, TTSDB, and Cassandra. All of this is out of the box on the cloud. You can easily provision this kind of database and integrate your applications to save your workload. And besides, how to migrate the on-premises database to the cloud database is also very important point. So we deliver the DTS solution. This can be used to migrate the database and also realize the data synchronization. For example, if you want to build the DR solution across the two cloud regions, you need to synchronize the data between the two databases, right? So the most suggested solution is DTS. It can support the one-way and two-way synchronization between the different database engines. And also how to manage the database. We provide a GUI tools that is free of charge on the cloud. You can use this kind of DMS tools to manage many kinds of database engine like the RDS MySQL, RDS PostgreSQL, and also can manage the long-SQL database. If you want to improve your data security on the cloud, the database backup is also very important. We call it as DBS. This can be used to back up your data in the database sequentially, and you can easily restore to the previous backup. You just select one of the RTO point and restore the data. So this is a database solution that is very essential for some key applications and internet service. For some of the customers, they also need to build the global service architecture. So some of the systems are located in one cloud regions, and another region will host the DR system or other service modules. So we need to launch the cloud native networking and also cross-region and cross availability zone networking solutions. For example, first, for the hybrid cloud networking, so how to connect the on-premises data center to the cloud. The first one is the VPN collections. So the VPN collections is running on the top of the internet, and all of the traffic is encrypted. So this is a very secure, very secure and encrypted solution to connect your local data center and the cloud. And also, if you want to improve the connection speed between the on-premise and the cloud, the Express Connect is highly suggested. And for some SD-WAN requirement, SAG can be deployed to realize the multi-branch networking requirements, and can also realize the SD-WAN architecture. In case you want to deploy the multiple region networking, firstly, we suggest you use the SLB. So the SLB is kind of node balancer. All of the traffic ingested, it will distribute the traffic to the various availability zones. And on the top of that, we can also use the DNS to schedule the traffic across different regions, different data centers. For example, if you have an application deployed in Philippines and in Singapore, you can use the DNS to schedule the traffic to these two data centers. And also, if you want to build the internet networking on the cloud, we suggest you use the CEN. This is Cloud Enterprise Networking that can build the cross-region internet networking on the cloud. For some of the customers, they want to, for example, if you want to promote one of the internet service to other Asian countries, you need to ensure the access experience, right? So how to accelerate this kind of service is also very important. We have two kinds of solutions. The first one is the global accelerator. So you can accelerate your IP address. For example, if you deploy the GA, the global accelerator, and you can accelerate your service IP address. And also the CDN service is also highly suggestive. So you can cache the data to the local POP centers. So when the customer access to the service, the traffic will be scheduled to the nearest data center low risk pop center. So you can access the service with high speed. And this kind of service is also very secure. That means it can bonded with some WAF and anti-DDoS capabilities to mitigate some traffic attacks. So for the when we are talking about the security solution, so how to safeguard your system on the cloud, we suggest that you divide it into several sections. The first one is the identity security. For example, for this service, the service is hosted on the Alibaba cloud. The user can access to the service through the internet, right? So how to operate this kind of system? We need a kind of solution to improve the identity security. For example, the bastion host, it can give the right person, the right authorities to access the right resource. And also the RAM is kind of resource access management tool, can control your admin account and sub-account authorities. The most important is in safeguard your infrastructure. We call it as infrastructure security solutions. So when the user visits the service on the cloud, at the same time, there should be some attackers, hackers, right? So how to safeguard the system to avoid the attacks of anti-DDoS, the DDoS attack, the web attacks, and the transportation layer traffic attacks. We suggest the customer to deploy the anti-DDoS, WAF, and cloud firewall. And for the cloud firewall, you can support the IPS and also IDS security features. And on the ECS cloud server, there are always some vulnerabilities and a virus, right? So how to fix this kind of vulnerabilities and avoid the virus attacks? The security center is kind of EDR tools. It can detect this kind of virus vulnerabilities and response instantly and fix the vulnerabilities and virus instantly. Another part is the data security. Always, if we want to protect the data on the cloud, we need to encrypt the data. So the HSM, the KMS is suggested, and this is two kind of service is already embedded and integrated with Alibaba Cloud Service. So it can be very easy to encrypt the data on the cloud. And of course, if you want to, if the data is in transiting, we also use some encryption tools like the SSL to encrypt the data traffic. For example, if you are accessing to the database connections should be encrypted with the SSL certificates. And on the business security level, we also provide various solutions that is developer and oriented from the e-commerce industry. For example, the content moderation. So if you have an internet service, there may be some violence, illegal content, and the content moderation service is designed with some AI technology. It can identify which kind of data is illegal and help you to delete this kind of data to make sure the service be compliant. So here are serious cloud security solutions. So for the infrastructure layer, we have the security center that is designed to improve your cloud server security. For the bastion host, this kind of a kind of gateway to safeguard, to improve the operation and maintenance security. For the traffic security, and we always suggest anti-DDoS, WAF, and cloud firewall. In order to protect the data security, the data encryption, the KMS, the SSL certificate is highly suggested. For some of the customers, if they want to promote their service to the other Asian countries, they should make sure their service to be compliant with the GDPR, right? So we also have the SDP solutions. This kind of solution can provide you several recommendations. So based on this kind of recommendation, you can quickly optimize your service to be compliant with the GDPR. And for identity security, like the action trail, it can track all of the user behaviors on the cloud. This is very important for the auditing in some financial industries. And in case the customer don't have some professionals to maintenance, to operate the security, we also have a professional teams can help them to deliver the managed security service, can help them to maintenance, to monitor their system security. And another solution is a penetration test. For some of the service, it's very important to identify the vulnerabilities and the virus before they occur. So the penetration test is highly suggested to identify the risk in your service system in advance, such as the security defects and vulnerabilities. Next part is business security, like the fraud detection and content moderation. Okay. And regarding the security case study, one of the biggest case study is the Alibaba Double 11 Shopping Festival. So the security the security service capabilities has been proven by this kind of a global shopping festival event. So during the shopping festival is also a kind of attack festival. We can see that there are various attacks across the world. For each second, there is about 5 million attacks, 5 million attacks per second. And the total attack request is 42 billions. And this kind of attacks is coming from more than 180 countries. So during the festival, Alibaba Cloud security solutions can greatly improve the system security capabilities, can safeguard the system well. And here I also want to introduce that we can provide some free trial, free POC in case you want to test the Alibaba Cloud security service. We always suggest our customer to start the security journey with the Alibaba Cloud based on these 3 steps. The first step, you just need to send us your domain name, your URL, so we can give you a free scorecard. And on this free scorecard, we will we will display what kind of vulnerabilities of your system. In the next step, we will help you to design the security architecture based on the industry best practice. And then lastly, you can register Alibaba Cloud account, and we can issue some coupons, and you can have some free trial. And for the internet service, more and more customers also want to reconstruct their service architecture based on the cloud native technology, right? So Alibaba Cloud Native and DevOps is very strong and also listed by some industry report. For example, the function as a service. We have the function computer service and also the leading position in the Forrester report. And for the DevOps, this kind of service and methodology is widely used in the internet industry. For some of the customers, they also already reconstruct their service to the containers, to the Kubernetes, right? So on the Alibaba Cloud, we can provide the ECI and ACK solutions to suit their requirements. And another question is, if they already move onto the cloud and leverage the cloud native solutions, how to monitor the application, how to manage the application performance. We have the end-to-end management tools and the solution I will introduce later. And here is the architecture of the end-to-end application management. You can see that on the infrastructure layer, we have the ACK that hosts the Kubernetes clusters, and it can be also integrated with other cloud vendors, Kubernetes services. So on the cloud options level, we have the auto provisioning, auto scaling to save your cost and workload. And also there are logging, monitoring features to improve your operation and maintenance efficiency. And another one is the cross-region networking settings. For example, you have the Kubernetes cluster in Philippines and another cluster in the Singapore region. That is cross-region, right? How to set up the networking and manage these two clusters across the region. We have the cross-region networking solutions. And on the top of the cloud ops, we have the DataStack ops. For example, the image replication, image signature. Only the image is made with some signature can be deployed in the Kubernetes clusters. This is very important to improve the image security and the application security. And we also provide the service mesh and tracing to improve the system reliability and monitoring capabilities. On the top of that, we various security solutions like the security management, policy governance, a gatekeeper, and a zero trust, the latest technology leverage to improve the security. Once you move onto the cloud, how to optimize the cost? We also have the joint solution with High-Stacks and click to cloud to optimize your cost on the cloud. We call it as financial ops and AI ops. And in the next page, I will share with you the typical architecture of the end-to-end application management. For example, you have the Kubernetes cluster in the Philippines that is hosted on the ACK. And another cluster is on the ACK, another ACK in the Singapore region. And you may also have some third-party Kubernetes clusters. How to orchestrate the service and manage the service across these 3 regions and 2 cloud vendors? We have the unified tools application center to manage all of them together. Besides, there is ACI solutions. You can store your image in this ACI registry, and you can also support some image scan, signature, replication, and trigger features. So once you upload the image to the ACI, it can be immediately deployed to the Kubernetes clusters. Besides, in order to improve the encryption security, we also have KMS and a security manager that is integrated with the Kubernetes clusters. And also ASM, which is compatible with ISIL, and the GTM can be used to schedule the traffic across the regions. The High-Stacks is kind of solutions to help you to optimize the cost on the cloud. We call it as financial ops solutions. And all of the service logger can be shifted into the log service to realize the unified logging, tracing, and analysis. And ARMS is kind of solution that is compatible with Prometheus, which is widely used in the cloud-native monitoring. Okay. And here is one of the workflow of the delivery chain on the Alibaba Cloud. For example, the developer can upload the image to the ACR registry. So in the ACR, it can realize the image scan, image signature, can be also replicate the image to another region. So you can improve the image security. You can immediately deploy the image into the ACK clusters. And besides, the security center is kind of a security solution, kind of endpoint security solutions. It can improve the security on the container and also on the Kubernetes clusters. And here are many kinds of cloud-native case studies, like the English, Flip, and Vision. And also we have the channel logistics, that is one of the business group of Alibaba ecosystem that already leverage the cloud-native to realize the service innovations. And also the TNG, one of the e-wallet service in the Southeast Asia. And for the internet service, always they also need some big data and AI solution to improve the data intelligence. Right? So here is the portfolio of the Alibaba Cloud big data and AI solutions. The first one is the Max Compute. This is the big data and offline data warehousing solutions. You can support the batch analysis and batch analysis and processing. And EMR is compatible with the Hadoop. And in case you have some real-time data, we suggest you could use Alibaba Flink to do some real-time computing. Okay. And also for some of customers, they laid the online data warehousing solution. We have the holograms. And for the industry solutions like the AI recommendation, open search, and elastic search, this can be widely used in the internet service, no matter it is a fintech, retail, and other industries. Yeah. Here is one of the use case of the big data solutions. We call it as online data warehousing and analysis solutions. From this architecture, we can see that it can be divided into 4 sections, data ingestions. For example, you have many data sources. So low worry, we have the end-to-end solution to ingest the data to the data warehouse. It can be offline and online data warehouse, and also you can support the real-time computing to ingest the real-time data and do some real-time computing. And also the DataWorks is kind of a unified platform, can manage all of the modules here. And Alibaba Cloud Data Warehousing solution can be compatible with various BI tools. It can be Alibaba Cloud, Quick BI, DataWe, can be also third-party like Power BI, and also the Tableau. One of the case study is the data lake solutions. For the data lake, all the data can be stored on the OSS, and the Jindo FS can be used to improve the cache and I/O capabilities for the OSS storage. So on the top of that, there is EMR, Presto, Spark, and Hadoop ecosystem can ingest the data from the OSS and do some processing in real time. And we also have the DataWorks to manage all of the modules. And this can greatly optimize your workloads and improve your operation and management efficiency. One of the case study is using the data warehousing solution for some AI recommendation and improve the search efficiency. We can see that the data are stored in the long-SQL database and the SQL database, and also in some servers. We ingest the data to the data warehouse, and at the same time, the real-time data is delivered to the Kafka message, and the Flink can realize the real-time computing. All of the data can be used by the data application. For example, the Elasticsearch, the data, some RDS database, and some analytic database. On top of that, it can be used for the data query, BI report, interface query, and some algorithm training. And here is another case study of the content search and personnel recommendation. You can see that the business data is ingested to the database and a big data warehouse. So on top of that, the Elasticsearch and OpenSearch is proposed to improve the search efficiency. And also there is an AI recommendation. So once you log in the applications, you can promote and recommend some of the items based on your behaviors. Lastly is the DingTalk solution. This is a kind of a digital collaboration, especially during the past 2 years because of the pandemic. More and more people working on move on to online, right? So we need an efficient tool to improve the online collaboration. And here are various features supported by the DingTalk. For example, the organization chart, you can easily search some context and the basic message, voice, phone, video, and audio conference is very easy to use. You can quickly contact with any businessman as based on your requirement. And also you can support the live broadcasting. This is very popular in some educational, online education and online promotion industry. And there are also many kinds of features like the cloud drive, email approval, project management. This is very efficient to improve your team collaboration. Lastly, it is the EDS, this kind of cloud desktop, especially for some internet service. There are some development team, right? So how to improve the development team efficiency? We suggest the EDS, this kind of a digital workspace. So we can call it as cloud desktop on the cloud. So you just need to provision the class desktop on the cloud, and we can provide the thin client. You can easily access to the cloud. it can provide with various features and benefits like the compute power, agility, flexibility. And on the cloud, we have various security solutions to safeguard the system. And it can be mostly subscription, can be passed you go to safeguard to save your cost. And one of the case study is a hybrid working environment. For example, you deploy your workspace on the Alibaba Cloud based on EDS, and you can use the thin client and use your laptop to access. So in this kind of architecture, all of the data is on cloud. So we can provide various security solutions to make sure your data security. And you can also easily access the application servers on the cloud. For example, you deploy your system, your business, your internet service on cloud. You can also use this kind of EDS quickly access, no matter it is a production or non-production environment. Okay, that's the introduction of the Go Asia solutions.